3, 2, 1, blast off. Year 2021. Destination Moon. Here is our closest neighbor, the Moon. Can you imagine once we could live there? What do you think? Can we? Well, wait and see.
So look, humans have landed on the moon. I need to meet them to go and say hi. I wonder if they can live here with us in our cave city. Or they will choose Mars, where I like to go on holiday. Why not help them? Which location will be better? So follow me in this research. So basically, what humans need to survive here at outer space is... Oh, I got a song for this. Hit it. You need shelter from the harsh cold weather, radiation, hot, cold ever, oxygen to breathe in and out. And take your helmet off so you can shout. You also need water, so stay hydrated. Food to eat, so full and stated. Fruit and veg to your hale and hearty. Maybe you'll kick you from party. These are temperature readings of the lunar pole, showing that we have ice there. And you know that ice is frozen water. Now let's talk about shelter. These photos taken by the lunar orbiter, showing these holes, look, it's actually collapsed roofs of lava tubes. We might be wondering, what are lava tubes? Here on the moon, we had volcanic activities. So the lava actually passed through under the ground, which makes hard tubes and very hard crusts at the top. But the moon has a lot lower gravity than Earth. So the size of the lava tubes are huge. They could fit cities. Come on, let's go inside this lava tube. Come on. This picture is my home in a lava tube. The reason why we need mirrors is because the mirror reflects the sunlight.
Watch the experiment. This is without a mirror. Okay, now this is with the mirror. You can see that you see it much better.
Obviously you need curtains, because guess how long it is a day on the moon? Actually, you might be surprised, but a day on the moon is actually 28 Earth days. Imagine how long it will be a school day on the moon. And you have 14 days sunlight. That's why I have curtains. Now let's see our house structured. The top of every house have a gym, community area and an office. But the thing about Mars, there's only a tiny difference on a Mars day and an Earth day. Now let's talk about the atmosphere. The atmosphere is like the air. For a long time, loads of Earth people thought we didn't have an atmosphere. But we actually have an atmosphere. As you can see this on this pie chart, there's 23% hydrogen, 26% neon, same as helium, 26%, and 19% argon. How about Mars' atmosphere? Well, you can see here, Mars' atmosphere has as 96% carbon dioxide. Well, can we make oxygen on the moon? Almost all of you think you can't, right? Well, wrong. There is many ways, but I choose one. called electrolysis. Electrolysis is breaking the bond between two molecules. This human made a very good explanation, and when I got a trip to Earth, I came and helped.
For the water, we have 270 millilitres, and for the salt, we have 30 grams. Let's mix it. So, the key thing is stir it well. Okay, you need 2 people, so I've got another helper. So you see these 2 bits on the battery. You put both of them on one end of the spoon, and if you can see it, there are bubbles coming out. But make them touch together. But if the spoons touch together, then all the bubbles stop because it's made a short circuit. If you leave it for longer, then then you could realize that the water turns yellow. The electricity breaks bonds between the molecules. So all those bubbles are gas. Okay, the main thing in this experiment is the molecules. So the water has that, and it's 2 hydrogen connected to 1 oxygen. Then the salt contains NaCl, which is Na and Cl. Na is sodium and Cl is chlorine. So when you put these together, so this is how it would look like, but then with electricity, it breaks the bonds. They jumble around making new bonds. So on the outside, there's HO and Na. And then the HO Na. And then in like the middle, there's H and H, so 2 hydrogens, and chlorine and chlorine. So these ones are staying in my water, but these are the gases, which are the bubbles you saw. And this, my friends, is electrolysis.
So we can use this technique on Mars and the Moon. Humans can also plant trees in the lava tubes, which can recycle the oxygen. So they breathe oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. But the trees are the opposite. They breathe carbon dioxide in and oxygen out. That's why we have trees. The top of the lava tubes have glass so the sun can go onto the trees. Here on the Moon, in the ground, we have loads of minerals. Look, it's another chart, and there's 43% oxygen, 22% magnesium, 14% iron. Here on the Moon, we can mine the ground. Like on this chart, mining lunar regolith, and we break the ground into parts. Like on this chart, it breaks it down into ice, metal and grains. Or melt the ice, which can be from Mars or the Moon. On the Moon, ice is on the poles, and on the Mars it's on a volcanic crater. Now let's talk about gravity. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weight in pounds would be, on Earth is 100, on Mars 38, and on the Moon 17. It's basically like losing weight. And this can be a problem because it's a huge difference. So I think they'll need some machines. Humans and their electric gadgets, they need electricity. If they create like a 50-kilometer radius ring with solar panels by the poles, then we can have solar power all the time. The moon can have unlimited electric power like this, operating machines. The moon doesn't have wind, but Mars does. So on Mars, humans can build windmills. But what about heating and waste management? When they go to the toilet, they create waste and it goes into the raw sewage and the screens, which filters it and goes into a grid chamber, and the grid chamber and the soils. The liquid goes through the system so it can go to filtering. After the clean wastewater goes all the way to a lake where it gets heated up with solar power. The hot water is pumped a little bit down to Earth, so keep it hot. So it can be a hot water reservoir underground, and it can be pumped up to the radiators anytime needed. Now let's see which ones is the closest to Earth. Planets are orbiting around the sun, while we can launch a rocket almost any time to get to the moon as it's orbiting around the Earth. You need to wait 2 years to a rocket launch to the moon, because it's only every 2 years when the moon is really close to Earth. On the Mars and the moon, the food can be done exactly the same way. Food, well, our shops are more like marketplaces. You bring your own bag, jar food, boxes, as there is everything fresh, no packed food. You can find all the fruit and veg on Earth, like grown on farms. We also have animal farms, factories to process meat. What I think I'd rather have humans here at home on the moon rather than on Mars. Mars is just way too far. I hope you enjoyed. Bye, humans.